Hi guys, it's your girl Chantel Inez and Finley, and we're back with another video. If this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and subscribe, and thank you for watching. If you are back for the second, third, or fourth, fifth time, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it, and let's get right into the video. By the title of the video, these are questions that I always get either on my YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, anything. I think these are like the top 5 or 6 burning questions, what it's like in the life of a flight attendant. So I'm just gonna sit down and answer those few questions and try to give y'all a little tidbit of what it's like, what's the life have been. And if you're interested in this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment down below any more questions that y'all have. I will try to do, there's like a lot of questions that a lot of people ask on every day, but I'm just gonna try to do like the main ones that I think is important that y'all really want to know. The first burning question that I get all the time is, how much do flight attendants make? Like, are we broke? It's like, I swear y'all, somebody really did ask me, like they DM and was like, I'm sorry if you take this the wrong way, but like, are flight attendants broke? And I was, it was the funniest thing. And I told her I was gonna make this video, so to stay tuned. So if that was your question, girl, I'm about to answer your question. So flight attendants are not broke, y'all. We're not broke. I mean, this is a job. Most of us have families, kids. Like, this is not a job that you would just get just because of the benefits and you're not getting paid. Like, I completely understand the stigma behind flight attendants. I know what's being said. I know, you know, what people think, but I promise y'all, we are not broke, okay? Now that leads me to how much we get paid. I actually got my tax documents because I wanted to give y'all a real answer of how much do we get paid. And my airline, I think, is one of the top payers for the industry, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can correct me down at the bottom if I am. I know y'all always do, but if I'm not mistaken, my airline pays one of the top hourly pays for this job. But I'm not even gonna get into hourly. I am just gonna sum it up and tell y'all what I made my first year. My first year, like first full year, like from January to January or January to December, however they do taxes, I made $42,000. That's my first year, okay? Now, if you are used to making more than that, when I was a server, I was making like $60,000 to $70,000. That was working in fine dining. So you will take a huge pay cut during this job for at least the first couple of years. We get paid really, really good. Yeah, starting pay is like 30 something dollars an hour. But it's not like a regular 9 to 5 where you're working 40 hours a week, every week, guaranteed. You could work 20 hours one week, you could work 12 hours one week. Like, it just really depends on your schedule and who you are and how you like to fly. But we get paid pretty good. And like I said, the first year, my gross was $42,000, the first year, complete year. So I feel like that is okay compared to like other airlines. Like, I was able to pay my rent, I was able to do what I need to do, you know, so I feel like that's a good starting pay. Every year you get a raise on your anniversary date. So it goes up, so it's only up from here, okay? And at my airline, you tap out at like $70 an hour, and we just don't get the hourly pay. Like, on your check, you have the hourly pay. We get paid for time away from base. We get paid for international. We get paid, like, it's little money, it's little increments of money here and there that adds up on your check to balance out the hourly, you know? So we get paid. Like, I don't know why y'all think we don't get paid. And I mean, as a grown adult, I'm grown, I'm 27 years old. I don't know why y'all would think that out of anybody, me, one thing y'all gonna learn is I don't play about my money. So if this job was not feasible for me to have a living, trust me, I would not be doing it. I mean, I love this job, don't get me wrong, but it's still a job. Like, I don't have no sugar daddy or a boyfriend or anybody paying my bills. So if I wasn't able to pay my bills, let's be real, guys. Do y'all really think that we would be sitting here doing this just because we look cute in the purple uniforms? negative. So now you have to be patient at the beginning, because it's not going to be the same amount of money that you're used to making depending on what type of job you had before. I mean, I know flight attendants that were lawyers. I know flight attendants that used to be teachers. I know a flight attendant, she used to be a surgeon, a plastic surgeon. Like, you know, it's just so many jobs that make completely more money than what we do now, but it's just a starting pay. I just told y'all my starting pay, and it only goes up from there. So yeah, guys, we are not broke. We're not rich either, but we do make enough to live and do what we want to do. Like, I don't really go out, but y'all have extra money. Like, y'all, it's just, I just want everybody to get that out of their head that flight attendants don't make any money, because what real adult is about to apply for a job that you don't make no money? Like, I just bought some new girls. Yeah, I mean, we make money, you know. To each his own, to each his own. But I just gave y'all a little insight of what you can expect your first year. And it does depend on how you work. Like I said, it does depend on your schedules. I don't have kids. So like my sis JT said, I don't gotta go so hard.
I don't have kids. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't have to go as hard. Like, I'm straight. I'm good. I'm more than good.
We make enough money to survive. As the years go on, it'll get better and better to where you can just literally sit at home and work one trip out of the month and have your bills paid. Like, it just goes like that. You just gotta put in work. Of course, it's gonna be hard at the beginning, but you just gotta put in your time, gotta put in your work, and I promise you, everything will be great. So yeah, that's the deal about the pay. If y'all have any more detailed questions about that, feel free to comment down below or write me on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Next question. Is it hard to get on with Big Daddy D? Some of y'all might catch my drift. That's what we call my company that I work for, Big Daddy D. I'm not gonna say too much. If you get it, you get it. The girls that get it, get it. The girls that don't, don't. So, is it hard to get on with Big Daddy D? Because I heard it was very hard, and they only select 10% of their applicants. So I personally don't think it's hard to work for my airline. I don't think it's a big difference from any other airline. They may be a little more strict about who are they looking for, but honestly, if you have customer service experience, if you've worked with guests, and you know, if your application says that, and you can tell from your application that you are a people person, then I don't think nobody's in the office just like, no. Maybe a little biased because I'm already in there, but I don't think it's like anything to working with my company. Like, a lot of y'all think, oh, what do I need to do different to work for his? So we are a very prestigious airline. Like, I know the word out there, and I do know the stigma that we have, which is a really good one, but I really don't think, like, when y'all ask me, is there anything extra or something special y'all need to do, I don't know how to answer that question, because I really don't think so. I just really think that it just depends on your resume, and if your resume looks like you're a good people person, if your resume shows that you've had customer service experience, then you should make it to the next round. What I do know is it is harder in the application process than it is to get to the interviews. Like, I feel like once you get to the interviews, you're good. Once you can make it to the interview where you're talking to somebody face to face, the virtual, you're great. You got it. But I do think like the application process is a little harder. But honestly, I think it's a computer that just goes through it. I really don't know. Like, I could be wrong, but I've known people who have 10 times the experience that I did and would look 30 times better than I would on the resume on paper, but they didn't even get past the actual application process. Like, right when they put in an application, they got a thanks, but no thanks. So I know this is not too much helpful information right now, but I don't know. It's really like a computer system to me. But I can say that once you make it through the application process, through the, I think it's a personality quiz that they give you, once you actually make it to an interview, like the recording interview, the face-to-face interview, whatever, you got it in the bag. So it's not anything special that you need to do. You don't need to dye your hair a different color. You don't need to lose a lot of weight. You don't need to gain weight. I mean, it's not that serious. Like, just make sure that you have the qualifications that they're asking you for online, and just make sure that your resume shows that you do have customer service experience, and that this is not something that you're gonna have to learn from the bottom up, because honestly it is really hard to teach people what good customer service is, and I think that they know that when they're looking on the applications or whatever, however the applications go through. Customer service is a really big plus to have. So that's what I think about that one. Next question. And I'm only looking at this because y'all are so funny. Okay, so this question says, are flight attendants homeless? No, we are not homeless. I mean, there maybe could be some flight attendants that don't have a stable home and they're like living with family here and family there, but we are not homeless, y'all. We have homes. We do not sleep in the airport. I know y'all ask that too. No, we have homes. You can go back to your house every day after the trip, just depending on where you live at. I live in Houston. I commute to Detroit. I used to live in Birmingham, Alabama, but I moved to Houston and I still commute to Detroit. So if I lived in Detroit, I could go home after every trip, but I don't. So sometimes I do have to get a hotel. Like if our last flight to Detroit, or our last flight from Detroit to Houston is at 8:30, maybe it's always delayed, but it's just like 8:30, 8:20 something. So if my trip releases after 8:20 p.m. I have to stay in Detroit. I have a friend that I stay with usually, and I just wake up and take the first flight out, or I'll get a hotel if I have another trip backed up. So commuting, you may be, you know, not living at home as much as you want to, but we're not homeless, and you have a home. Like, I would hope so. I would hope that you have a home to go to. Now, I always tell y'all, I am not ever moving to Detroit. That's just not, that's just not for your girl. But I love Detroit as a base. I love the people I work with. I love my field service managers. The trips are great. Like, I love Detroit. And since I don't ever see myself moving to Detroit, but I love the base, then I think I will always be a commuter. Y'all know, unless they get a base in Texas. But I don't think that's ever happening. So I personally will always be a commuter, and it's been working out for me. You know, it's been working out so far. Like I said, I'm single, don't have any kids. This is my only child. So one day I may move to Detroit if I'm just feeling a little risky, but not realistically, I won't be moving to Detroit. So yeah, we're not homeless. Everyone has a home. Everyone has a place to lay their head, usually. Can you have kids and be a flight attendant? Yes. All you mom and dads out there, have no fear. You can be a flight attendant with your kids. Now, that just, like I said, I don't have any kids, so that just depends on how you make your schedule. I know a lot of senior flight attendants, they work during the week. I mean, they work only on the weekends, so maybe go to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and come back on Monday, so they can be home with their kids. There are a lot of flight attendants who like to work red eyes. So by the time the morning comes, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., you're getting off your flight. You can go home, see your kids before they go to school, whatever the activity may be. So, excuse me. So yeah, so it is definitely doable to have kids if you're a flight attendant. It just depends on what your home life is. If you have extra help during the week, if you know grandparents live close that they can watch your kids while you're gone, or they can take the kids to school, pick them up from any activities, it is possible. And I do know that most of the flight attendants I know with kids, they have a great support system behind them. Like, it's not just the flight attendant doing it. They're not a single parent. I don't want to speak too much into that, but most of the flight attendants I know, they're married, or they have grandparents that live close, or their sister lives close. Like, they're not doing it alone. I can guarantee you that, because I'm not saying that you can't do it alone as a single parent, but it's definitely going to be harder, especially the first 2 to 4 years doing it alone. And I'm all for everybody. I was raised by a single parent, and I believe that y'all can do whatever you put your mind to, because y'all have the strength to do it. So don't let what I'm saying deter you away from applying if you are a single parent. I just, from my experience and from knowing the flight attendants I know, everyone that has kids has a good support system. So if that's something that you are thinking about doing, just make sure your support system is good, because there's the last thing you want to do is be on a trip and something's going on with your babysitter, or you know, something is going on and you really need to be with your kids, but you can't because you're in Chicago and your kids are in Florida, you know. So I can only imagine the stress and the turmoil that could put your mind through, because I'd be worried when my dog sitter texts me and tell me that my baby is sick or that he's being weird, you know, something like I may have to go to the vet, and my mind is like all in 70 million thousand things when that does happen. So I can just only imagine how y'all feel with kids. So yes, if you are thinking about being a flight attendant and you are a parent, it is feasible, it is doable. I would suggest just talking to your family, talking to your friends, and making sure that you have a good support system. So can you please, oh my gosh, don't lick, I got makeup on. All right, I need you to sit. Okay. I'm doing a video. Jeez. Okay, Finley. Say hey. Say hey. Hola. Are the hours really flexible, or do they just say that? Okay. So this is kind of going into the last question that I answered. The hours are flexible. It just depends on how you make your schedule. Like I said, you can be home during the week if you want to be home during the week. You can be home during the weekend if you want to be home during the weekend. It all depends on your seniority. That's the big one. Like there's no way you're going to start this job and think you're about to be off on the weekends. No, there's people who've been doing the job like 5 to 6 years and still not off on the weekends, because this job is about seniority. So I do know flight attendants that are off on the weekends. They've been working for maybe like what, 10 years, and they probably just got off on the weekends during that 10-year mark. So I mean, it just depends on the base. It depends on the operational need. It does. You can get off on weekends. Like, you can bid off on weekends, you can move your little schedule around. So we do have a flexible schedule. Like any other question I'm going to answer, it just depends on the time that you put in. When you first start, there is like little to nothing that you're going to be able to hold if you want to. I would give it about 6 months to a year before you can really expect your schedule to look like how you want to look. And that's me being realistic. It may come a little earlier, because I think I was about like 7 to 8 months in before I started seeing my schedule to like what I want to do. Personally, I don't like 3 days. Our trips go by like the longest 3 days in a row, in three, whatever. You can have 2 days, you can have 1 day. I personally do not like 3 days. I feel like I'm gone from home way too long. It's just a lot. So I do 2 days, and I'm 2 years in, and so I'm able in my base to hold 2 days. So I just do 2 days, maybe a couple of red eyes here and there, and I'm home, I would say about 4 days a week. It could be more, it could be less, but about 4 days a week, like guarantee I'm home. That's just because how my schedule is. Like, I think this week I got here on Monday and I've been off. Today is Friday and I'm off tomorrow and I go back Sunday. So that's like 6 days. You know, like that's a lot, and that's just how I did my schedule this month. So yeah, I mean, the schedule is flexible, but just don't think you're gonna make it flexible when you first start. I think a lot of what y'all ask or what y'all heard has come from a flight attendant who thought that things were sweet and thought that they was gonna have this job and be like, okay, I wanna only work on Wednesdays, and figured out very fast that that's not gonna work. And this job is not for everybody. Like, if you are not patient, if you are someone who want to put the work in for a week and try to see changes the week or the next week or the week after, that's not going to happen. This job is not for you. This job requires a lot of patience, but you get rewarded at the end. I promise you do. Like, you really get rewarded. It's a really great job, but you're just not going to be able to do what you think that you want to do starting out. You kind of just got to roll with the motions, roll with the flow, and it'll work out. It really will work out in the long run. You just got to put in the work at first. So yes, we have flexible schedules, and we have bid specialists as well that you can speak with at the base. So if you do have to have this certain day off, we do have specialists. Like, once the schedules are about to come out, we have specialists that we can email or talk to, and just show them our seniority, show them what we need, and they will get back to you and let you know the best way to bid for your schedule for the upcoming month. And we do get our schedules a month in advance. So I mean, how much more flexible can you be, you know, when you get your schedule a month in advance? That gives you time to throw some things around. If you have you have a dentist appointment May 15th and you get your schedule in April and you're not off May 15th, that gives you a whole month to figure out when I can reschedule this appointment, you know, try to give that shift away. It's flexible. It really is flexible. You just have to work with it. And yeah. In my opinion, I've answered this question like 7,000 times, but I know how important it is to y'all, so I'm gonna answer it again. Can you have tattoos? Yes, you can have tattoos. Can your tattoos be visible? No. Your tattoos should not be showing in your uniform at any time that you have it on. Anytime. So if you have visible tattoos, you need them covered. Yes, you can have them. No, they cannot be showing while you're in uniform. Do we all understand that? Yes, tattoos. No to showing. So, if you have a tattoo and you want to wear a dress, because I know flight attendants when we were in training and they had a little butterfly right here, or I have it right here. They had something right here and they, you know, said that that's what they have. You are not allowed to get a dress, because we're not supposed to have any tattoos showing. Your tattoos do not need to be visible. Now, if you have those covered up when they see you or when you're in uniform, is that visible? No. Simple. It's simple, okay? If you want to have tattoos and you want to be able to wear the uniforms that you want to wear, you need to cover your tattoos up. Your tattoos should not be showing in your uniform. Do you have to tell them about your tattoos? I get that question too. Now, you should never lie. I don't condone lying. But also, if someone is right here, if I have a tattoo right here, and I'm in front of somebody and they say, do you have any visible tattoos? Guess what I'm gonna tell them? No. Even though I got a big Jesus piece on my chest right here, I got it covered up and it looks like this, I'm gonna say no. Because it ain't visible, so I'm gonna say no. But if you come in there with a tattoo here, tattoo here, tattoo here, and you didn't cover it up, then of course you're gonna have to say, yes, I have tattoos. Because, Finley, I'm about to put you out. Because you didn't cover your tattoos up. So, that's all I'm gonna say about tattoos. Yes, you can have tattoos. No, they cannot be showing showing while you're in uniform. That is that. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's that on the tattoos, okay? I'm gonna close it out with a really funny one. Is it true that flight attendants have men or women in different states and different cities? And I'm gonna say that I'm gonna be honest, and I'm sorry for all my flight attendant girlies and guys out there, but the flight attendants really be having the juice, okay? At first, this question was so funny, and I'm like, no, of course not. But once I started getting into the job, man, it is true. Like, flight attendants be having somebody to see on every single layover. Not all of it. I don't even like people bothering me that much. And y'all can ask my best friend. I never save anybody's number. And if I'm texting too many people at the wrong time, somebody is going to get the wrong message. Okay? So that's just me. I'm not playing enough. But flight attendants really be having a lot of emotion. I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, not all of them, but they do. It is possible. It just depends on who you are. I mean, you could be a doctor and have somebody in different cities. I mean, hell, you could be a truck driver and have a different person in every city. I mean, it just comes with the job because you're always somewhere. But flight attendants are players. So if you're dating a flight attendant, good luck to you. I'm just playing. It's not bad. It really just depends on your preference. If you like dating, then you're gonna date. And it's so many like the dating app, because it's just so easy to meet people. Like, I know flight attendants who literally will put their location on the dating app as to where we're about to go. We'll work throughout the day. After the 6-hour day, we get to the layover, they got a whole date set up, maybe 2. I mean, it really just depends. So it's a lot of mixing and mingling going on, and if that's how you want to live and have a boyfriend or girlfriend in every city, every state, then more power to you, because we young, baby. We is young and we outside. But just personally me, I don't like to mix like that with so many people. I'm looking for my Mr. Right. And that is good to have fun, you know, maybe go on brunch when you in one of the cities, you know, Atlanta, Houston, Sunday brunch or something like that. That's always fun to have just a companion. But like personally, dating is very hard for that reason as a flight attendant, because you're always somewhere different. And even if you want to do a long distance, it's like you got to build up that trust with the person, you know, they got to trust you, you got to trust them while you're gone. This is a lot. Dating as a flight attendant is very hard. That's all I really have to say to that. Is very hard. Like, if you're a flight attendant, my girlies and guys, comment down below and tell me how y'all dating life been since you've become a flight attendant. Like, is it good? Have you had any luck? Because it's hard out here, man. Which is cool, because I'm be cool being, you know, the rich auntie. I'm good with that. But dating as a flight attendant is either super fun or very lonely. And I'm like in the middle of it all. Like, I get lonely, but then I love being by myself. I love exploring. I love not having to check in with somebody every time I get to my hotel. You know, somebody like, oh, where are you? I thought you was coming home. Somebody that didn't understand, like, okay, well, my flight got delayed 4 hours. We're sitting on the tarmac. We've been texting for another hour. Like, people don't understand it. So yeah, is dating hard with this job? Yes, it is. But are there some flight attendants who are living La Vida Loca and having the best time of their life? For sure. So it just depends on who you are. But I can say that with this job, dating is hard. So you just really have to be careful who you come across to, because the minute that you mention that you're a flight attendant, for some odd reason, they're just like, oh, free flights. And if you're a flight attendant, you know, the minute somebody say free flights, it's a no. You literally could have looked like Morris Chestnut. But the minute that you said something about free flights, because who get free flights? No. And I'm gonna say this too, ladies and gentlemen, if you are talking to somebody and you are a flight attendant, don't put nobody on your benefits that you don't know, and you don't know nobody within 6 months. So please don't do that. Please don't do that. I mean, honestly, take my advice. The minute someone says anything about free flights, that is not your person. Because me personally, if I'm getting to know you and you do want to see me on my layover, there's a layover that you want to come to, you're gonna be buying a ticket, because that's dating. That's showing me that, you know, you want to see me because you about to buy this ticket. I'm not, what do I look like just not talking to you? You want to see me and me putting you on my benefits. Even the buddy pass. No, I'm not doing none of that. Is that bad? Is that selfish? Y'all comment down below and tell me, am I tripping? I just feel like if you're trying to see me, you're trying to date me, I should get courted. You should let me know that this is real, and you should buy a ticket to wherever I'm laying over. My advice, don't put nobody on your benefits unless you have been with them for a year. That's just what I have to say. That's just what I have to say about that. So yeah, guys, that is it for this video. Those are like my top 5. I don't know how many questions was that, like 5 or 6. Those are just the top questions, some of the top questions that I get from you guys every day on Instagram or TikTok, and I hope I answered those to your liking. If you have any questions, please comment them down below. I know it's been a while. It's always been a while, y'all. I suck at this. I'm horrible, but I really appreciate you guys for supporting me and letting me know that these videos are very helpful to you guys. I don't want to put out a video every week about stuff that y'all don't want to know about, you know. And I'm newly still into this job. I'm only 2 years in, and there's a lot for me to learn, so I don't want to get on here and just talking and don't know what I'm talking about. So anything that I'm talking to y'all about, it's from my experience personally. I just want to be very helpful because I know how this job and the process of getting hired can be very difficult and nerve-wracking. So if I can do anything to relieve that stress from you guys and help y'all out, I will do it. So like I said, thank you guys for watching. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you have any more questions, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok too if you want to be nice. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I will see y'all in another video. Thank you so much for watching.